Okay, welcome to Lammas Kitchen Witch Magic. Like any kind of kitchen witch, each Sabbath brings wonderful new things to your hearth. Okay, this is a home and hearth holiday. Um, what I like about Lammas is what I hate about Lammas. So we're in the middle of summer, and I can't have a hot girl summer if I eat carbs, right? Is that what they tell me? That's what they say. But listen, I can have a fucking happy girl summer if I eat carbs, motherfucker. Yes, I can. Okay. So this is what we're going to process today. So Lammas is all about being pleased in your harvest, being gracious, having gratuity, understanding the gratitude of the longevity of your work in this wheel. Okay. I don't care who I am. I don't care where I go. I don't care what I do. Alchemy is my fucking favorite word. Okay. So let's talk about kitchen alchemy. When you broach the subject of kitchen alchemy, you are doing so much more than just making magic. You are making soul magic. You are using food, fire, air, water, earth to produce this beautiful symphony of a meal. I was asked a couple years ago what my favorite part of being a witch is. And I said cooking. Cooking is my favorite part of being a witch because no matter if I'm making a simmer pot, I'm making bread, I'm making a meal, I'm making a gift for someone. If you live near me and I love you, you're getting food. If you come see me and I love you, you're getting food. Because where I'm from, you feel better when you eat something. That's how I was raised. Okay. So if you were sad, you emotionally ate, and that's why I'm fat. Okay. So we all figured this out. I know this great mystery, and now I know why I am a plump princess because I had lots of feelings that I didn't want to feel, and I ate things. I ate things like apple dumplings and homemade bread and chicken pot pie and schnitzel and pumpkin pie and pumpkin roll. You notice all these things sound very healthy, right? No, not at all. So, how do we become a responsible witch where we're using what we're harvesting and foraging? Okay. I want to throw foraging in here. Okay. Because you've all been foraging all summer. And I'm not pointing any fingers. Some of you have not foraged responsibly. I can tell you that. Something has got lost in the wayward. You have harvested something from the side of the road and it has ended up in the trash can because you did not put it away properly. Correct? Admit it. It's okay. I love you anyway. I have done it myself. Okay. So you grab this beautiful item. There is a whole door compartment in my vehicle currently right now filled with pine cones that have been in there for 3 months. All right. I am concluding they are air drying in that compartment of my vehicle. That is how I'm harvesting them. Okay. So when you're doing these things, you need to think, why am I harvesting it? What do I want? And is it just for acquiring? That's the hard thing in Lammas practice. If you are just harvesting to acquire, you are missing the magical rope. Witchcraft is not about acquiring all the PDFs, all the herbs, all the spells, all the information to keep them like a trash goblin. That is not what it's about. In fact, I'm going to encourage you this Sabbath to go to your closets where you have your apothecaries and take those herbs that are in your kitchen apothecary right now and move them to your magical apothecary. It is now the time to put new into your apothecary. Harvest season has begun. So I will go to my spice rack. Bought myself a pack of 28 jars from the Amazon. Okay. And I will take all those things that are in my kitchen cabinets right now. I will dump them into those and they will come to the hag hut to be my new magical herbs. Because the things that go into my kitchen go into my body. They are digested. They should be first run. They should be first preference and they should be fresh. The magic that you put into your body needs to be fresher than any other magic you use. If you're using it in your body or on your body, it should be first run herbs. Okay? Things that you're dressing candles with, you're making spell jars with, it's okay if they're a few seasons stale. But when you're eating, let's make sure that shit is fresh. How do we maintain freshness? We don't harvest more than we can fucking eat. Oh, genius level here. We've hit genius level. Okay. So let's responsibly harvest. So that means when you go out to your bush, like I have a pineapple sage bush, and it is as big as my ass, as my husband pointed out yesterday. That sage bush is as big as your ass. I beg to differ. That sage bush is a lot bigger than my ass, but I digress. I'm not Cardi B. My ass ain't that big. Okay. So I stand in front of this bush and I take a sprig. I took one sprig off this bush. Keep in mind, like this big as my arm. And I wanted to make a simmer pot today because I wanted a pineapple sage, mint, and rosemary simmer spray for my house for llamas. Put them all into the water, put them onto a slow simmer. I'm very lucky. My stove has a simmer setting. So it has a little setting on the top that I have a simmer pot setting. So it just keeps it on warm gradually. So it boils and bubbles. Okay. It's my cauldron setting. As I tell him, I have a cauldron stove. So I put that in the center and I'm going to cook that all day. He walks in the house. He goes, why does the house smell like herbs or something? I'm like, because I'm making a simmer spray. Okay. So when that's done tonight, I'll drain those herbs out. Okay. I will lay them on a paper towel, press them flat. Those will go in my magical apothecary because they've been used once to bless my home. Then I will dry them, grind them up, and use them in a candle dressing to make a protection candle. Same purpose from the simmer pot to the herbal, but I haven't wasted the supplies. Other people take them out, toss them in their garbage can. No. That herb is not dead. It has just gone through one level of alchemy. Let's finish it, let's dry it, and let's use it for a candle dressing. These are the things that a kitchen witch does. So somebody says to me, how do I know if I'm a kitchen witch? Bitch, you don't throw nothing away. That's how you know you're a kitchen witch. Because kitchen witches will use it till nothing is left. Okay? So do you get the idea of what I'm saying here? We are not taking more from foraging. We are not taking more from our garden. But it'll go to waste, sissy. No, it won't. Share that shit, you stingy bitch. Okay? I am a fucking hoarding dragon. If you come to my house, you would see the hoard. My friends will tell you it is real. This is a real situation in here. My entire walls are covered in mugwort right now. Do you know what's going to happen with that mugwort? It's going to go out in a sisterhood sachet at the holiday of Samhain. And it's going to go to the sisters in the group. So you all have that section of magic. When you have an abundance, witches share. Keep your big jar worth, figure out what you use, and what you don't use, you share. We're going to have a sharing portal on the forum. Okay? Yes, you can ask people to pay the fucking postage to get your herbs. Whatever makes you fucking happy. No selling. This is a sisterhood. We share. You can't have my underwear or my pants, but I will share my herbs with you. Okay? My underwear are going to be for sale somewhere else. But when you think about these things, I want you to understand the importance of foraging and harvesting with purpose. Yes, Lammas is about corn, and Lammas is about orchard fruits, and Lammas is about fresh vegetables, all that shit. Where are you sourcing it if you don't have a garden? There's these amazing places called farmers market. You all have access to a farmers market. You can find one. I do believe you can go into your Google and type farmers markets near me, and it will come up. When you're going into these places, look at the people that have small displays. Picnic tables with 5 zucchini, picnic tables with 6 patty pan squash, picnic tables with tomatoes. Where I live, the trust box is real. So we put our excess down at the bottom of our driveways, and there's a little money box, and you put the price on it, and people just drop the money in, and take the item. We trust each other here where I live in central Pennsylvania. It's a weird thing, okay? But people do it. They put pumpkins out along the road. I put zucchini and pumpkins and tomatoes down at the bottom of my driveway on a park bench for free. Because there are a lot of families that live near me that are working as orchard staff. They are migrants who are here establishing themselves in the US. Stopping by a local farm stand that has a free sign on it is a great way to feed their family. When you're thinking about harvesting, I want you to think about a servant's heart in this pattern. You are blessed to get what the goddess gives you. It is not a guarantee. It is not an entitlement. Who are you to hold all that you have and not share with others? I'll tell you who you are. You an asshole. Maybe nobody else is going to call you out on your shit, but I am. And there are certain herbs that I'm an asshole about, like my nightshade don't leave. Because I don't know what people are going to do with my nightshade. Okay? I don't know what people are going to do with my belladonna. I don't know what people are going to do with my henbane. I know what I want to do with it some days, and I don't think you have even the idea of how bad you could hurt yourself with those kind of things, because you will get injured as well as the other person. Okay? But what I want you to understand is, even when you go to the grocery store and you buy that little parchment grouping of roasting herbs, you don't need to use all those herbs. You can hang those, dry them, and use them for spell work. Roasting herbs, abundance. Rosemary, extra rosemary, protection. Someone sent me a question the other day. Sissy, why does rosemary get brown? Because if you had all the life sucked out of you, you'd turn brown too. Rosemary is going to change color when you dry it. Very few herbs will stay bright and beautiful when you dry them. You're taking the life from them. You're sucking an element from them. Please do this and listen to me. I'm going to give you a word of advice. Don't hang herbs in your kitchen year to year. Pull them down and cook with them. That is nasty. A week to 2 weeks, they're dry. Pull them down and store them properly. If you want to use herbs for decoration, I love that for you. Okay? Use them for decoration. I have spice bush for decoration. I have rosemary for decoration. But I don't cook for people with it. Because I'll tell you what happens. Little spiders, little bugs build homes in them. And they love them. They're a great place. If you want a spider witch, put out some rosemary. They'll build a nest in it. I have grapevine from all over my property. I guarantee you I have volunteer spiders all over my kitchen. My husband's like, why are there always spiders in here in the summer? They should be outside. I'm like, well, they're living in the grapevine. Like, I give them home. But don't cook with things you're hanging up in your home for more than 1 to 2 weeks, okay? So, what are you harvesting right now? What is coming off? I would suggest after the heat wave we had, any basil you have, you get out of your garden and harvest. It is not going to do better. It has been stunted by the extreme heat. It's hurt. Cut it down, let it reboot, okay? Give it a good dose of fertilizer. Love it a little bit in this cool weather we have coming now. Maybe it'll come back around, but get your basil off that you can right now, right? Sages are doing great right now. This has been a great year for sage. Sage is kicking ass right now, okay? I'm like giving you the sports center of fucking herbs, okay? Sage is doing great right now. It's kicking ass, okay? So cut that sage down. Remember, if you have more than one kind of sage and you know what it is when you pick it, put a fucking tag on it. Because you're not going to remember what kind of fucking sage it is after it dries, unless it's a really potent sage. And I know all of you have these designer sages now. You can get margarita sage and fucking mojito mint and all these different brands. Okay, if you're a big label whore with your herbs, label them when you're cutting them so you know what they are. Like, I have this one mint in my garden. It's curly mint. Okay, and it looks like it's almost a disc around it as it grows. Love this shit. If you're getting kits from me in the near future, you're going to find this curly mint in them, okay? When that shit comes off that plant, the smell hits you like a freight train. It's the strongest mint I've ever smelled in my life. I dried it. You know what it looks like? Fucking mountain tea. If I wouldn't have marked it, I wouldn't have known what it was. Until you crush it and release the oils in it, you're not going to remember what these things are. So a big tip I have for you in drying your herbs is label them when you're pulling them. Just get those cheap little tags you get at the Michaels in the front bit. Don't act like you don't go to Michaels. Don't fucking lie to me. I know you're all in the Michaels. Don't lie to me, bitches. I know you. I know what you're doing, okay? Get those little tags in the front. They're like $2 for 500 of them. Write what they are on them and hang them. I don't have anywhere to hang my herbs. Yes, you do. Unless you live in a concrete prison, you have one window in your house. You know those little push rods? Get a little push rod from the dollar store, get some string, push rod those bitches across your windowsill. You know why? Because they're going to fucking smell amazing. Number 2, you're going to look like fucking Martha Stewart for 2 weeks. Everybody's going to be like, oh, look at her. She's so fancy. She's so shabby chic because she has her herbs hanging. Then you're going to pull that shit down, put it in a brown bag, crush the motherfucker, and put it in a jar. That's where you're at. This is a process. Being a witch is not a hobby. It is a lifestyle. If you forget you're a witch through this drying process, thousands of plants will die in vain. Do you understand? Don't kill plants for no reason. My public service announcement for Lammas is, please don't kill plants for no reason. Please use these bitches. You're hurting their feelings. Okay? So when I do pineapple sage, it fucking covers my house because there's tons of it. Okay. So I'll do a cutting on full moon in the evening because it's a release item. I use it in tea. Oh, get your paper out because I'm going to tell you how to blend a tea. Are you ready? So 2 cups of sage, 2 cups of mint, 2 cups of rosemary. Now you're all going, this is going to taste like shit. You're right. It is. You ready? Here comes the secret. Take a fruit flavored tea bag of any kind that you like and add it to the tea when you're brewing it. It's like the ketchup of the herb world. Fruit flavored tea bags are the ketchup of the herb world. They will fix any fuck up. Do you understand? If you go to the dried fruit section, those little strawberries that are dried, crush those bitches up and put them in your tea. They're amazing. Right now, peaches are out everywhere. Macerate them. Push them down. Get all that. Wait till they're really overripe. Go to that seconds rack. If you're making teas, take those peels off and smash those bitches. Put them in with your tea. You're going to have some of the most amazing tea you've ever had. Part of being a witch is learning how to be a mixologist of your own benefit. You're using things that are almost gone, that are almost too far ripe, that are almost past that point, and using them. Oh, and when you get that peach, keep your pit. You can use that for a protection magic in your home. I have peach pit friends in every drawer in my bedroom. They have sigils of sexual energy in my underwear drawer on my peach pits. I throw them in there and I keep them and I make sure my underwear know what they're intended for. You are like all here to charge my coochie. This is your job. I dry them really well, then I carve them. There's no harm, no foul in this stuff. If you don't know how to carve a peach pit, use a Sharpie. I know you got a fucking Sharpie. Use the Sharpie, okay? Stop overthinking this kind of work. This kind of work is eons and eons old. Do you think the hedge witch, who probably had 3 teeth left in her mouth because she'd never seen a dentist, fucking stank because she didn't wash herself and was fucking doing shit? Do you think she was like, well, I don't have that, can't make that, can't go to the Dollar Tree, nope, not gonna make that? No, she fucking used what she had with her and made things. These herbs that you're harvesting now are great for personal health. They're great for teas. You all asked me about blending teas. The base to any good tea is a mint or a sage. You really want good tea when you're alongside the road. Now they all have white snow caps on top of them. Catnip tea. You got an ulcer, you got an upset baby. That's what you fucking need. One tea I am going to recommend you stay away from is pennyroyal tea. Because if you intend to have a healthy pregnancy or not have your period for the next 30 days, you do not want that tea in your arsenal. It brings on menstruation. Cut wife tip. Okay. So mints, catnips, sage is another great tea that I base an after dinner tea. Basil. I use basil in my teas a lot. When you're drying these herbs, wash them. If you have a salad spinner is the greatest gift a witch can give herself. Go on Amazon, they're $10, okay? Go to a thrift store, they're $2 because nobody fucking wants some things anymore. Everybody's mom had one of them when we were kids. Nobody uses them anymore because you can buy your salad already made. You don't need a salad spinner, right? If you don't have a salad spinner, grab some cheesecloth, put that in there, pull it real hard, get all that wick out there and lay it flat. You can dry in your oven. You can dry in your microwave. Microwave is tricky. Be careful. Lay them on paper towels, 30 seconds at a time till they're where you want them. Or good old-fashioned hanging. I'm all about a good old-fashioned hanging. I like to hang them bitches in the window and let them know I mean business. That way, when I'm staying in front of my sink, listening to my Holy Wild on my Audible, my herbs hear all the things I'm working on. The herbs get the intention. They understand what you're doing. They're becoming part of your practice. So the best way to build intention and magic in your herbs is to hang them in an altar space or a working space where you are the most. I spend 60% of my time doing dishes. If you're a friend and I've been on the phone with you, I've done dishes at some point in the time when we were talking. That is fucking life. True facts. I don't wiggle my nose and my house doesn't clean itself. Okay? So in this Lammas kitchen, I want you to be hanging herbs. I want you to be preserving things, keeping the apple seeds. You're going to have summer apples right now. Keep those apple seeds. They're great for apple magic. They're great for wishing magic. They're great for abundance magic. The skins off apples, abundance magic. These are all things that you are throwing away that are seriously beneficial. So how do you learn to take minor skills? You have minor kitchen skills and you want to become like gold level witch hat. Necessity is the mother of invention. You go to your herb chest. I'm working on an app for in the retreat, okay? In this website where you put a couple ingredients in and it throws you a recipe. Okay? This will be in the members area for the kitchen witches, which will be like $3. So whatever. So we can pay for the fucking members area. So, another thing to be a fucking pain in the ass. Love that for you, Nikki. So throw that in there, put the ingredients up and the vegetable, whatever you have, and it spits out a recipe for you. Some of you have been making the same things so much that you're tired of eating them. Lammas is about branching out and finding new things. Okay. So one recipe I didn't put in here is a peach pork chop that I make. So I take fresh peaches, I slice them down, peel them, cube them, and I lay my pork chops in a pan. I put a little bit of white wine on it. If you don't have white wine, apple juice, pineapple juice, anything along the lines. You need a little more acidic of a juice, okay? Put the peaches in there, salt, pepper, garlic powder. Let them sit overnight. Let them accept that. Now, you're going to grill the peaches. You're going to take those things, saute them in a pan, toss them with a fresh green bean or an asparagus, and there is your side. Oh my God, did I just make a meal without a potato? I did. Now you can have bread. we make room, we make amends, right? Doctor says eat healthier. I skip the potato and eat the bread. Make sense for you? Go to the bakery area. You have these beautiful breads. You're drying herbs, right? Full moon. Why don't you make a release bread? A little bit of sage, a little bit of garlic, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, some butter, throw it in the oven, brown it. There's your release bread. For Dipnon. Dipnon is a process before a ritual with Hecate. Okay? Glass of red wine, some Dipnon. Woo! That's fire. Straight fucking fire there. Start using your magical mind, the things you know for certain spell work, and put them in your meals. Lammas is all about harvesting and reaping the intention and the food. If you want to attack this as a kitchen witch, you need to start cooking with purpose. When I feel like shit, I cook for health. It's a long, slow, roasted process. Healing takes time. So why shouldn't a meal that I need to heal me take time? Every great healing dish starts with celery, onions, and garlic, no matter what you're cooking. Celery, onions, and garlic. It is the menage a trois of beauty. Okay? So you come into this, you have a threesome with these 3 items, and whatever you put into them is automatically going to be laced with healing. Okay? That's how chicken soup starts all the time. Some people add a little bit of carrots, some people add a little more onion, but that's how it starts. But what else do you put in chicken soup? Oregano, sage, marjoram, salt, pepper, and a squeeze of lemon. That lemon brings the brightness, the healing, the fire energy to your recipe. All these foods have elemental correspondences. And what we forget in Sabbath cooking is even a simple meal can have a huge elemental impact on your magic. A salad, all those different colors in your salad. I love when people do chakra work and they're like, eat your chakra. I'm like, I fucking love this. This is so smart. You put the red in there, you put the green in there, you put the blue in there. There is something you can eat for all those chakras. Dragon fruit is one of my favorite things for crown energy. So if I'm really working on getting my shit together, I'll like have a dragon fruit smoothie, or I'll go to Starbucks and I'll have a dragon fruit drink. I'm not allowed to say that word in my house. We're not allowed to say Starbucks. It's against our religion. We're Dunkin' people. So I will go have that smoothie and I will write. What are you putting into place in your magical practice that supports what you're wanting to manifest? Are you eating foods that bring those things? Each food has correspondences to it. It's only a Pinterest search away. There are magical correspondences for pumpkin. There's magical correspondences for apples, green beans, eggplant. I'm sorry, aubergines. Aubergines. I love how Americans have started calling them eggplants. I love that. Aubergines. All these things. The strega in Italian witchcraft, she fucking knows her kitchen. You want to learn some serious shit about kitchen magic? Pick up a strega book. Italian witchcraft is built around the kitchen. That shit is fire. They can cook anything to make you feel better. Ciao Peppa pasta. That shit will go in your soul and fix you. So many of us are so wrapped up in dealing with the normalcy of the kitchen. You're just cooking to survive. Are you cooking to nourish your soul? Because I guarantee you, if you ever are in a room with me cooking, you are going to see a whole new side of Sissy. I am a dancing fucking lunatic when I'm cooking. I love to fucking cook. I love to taste the peppers. I love the raw onion. I love it all. You'll see me with a piece of raw potato in my mouth. I fucking love it. It releases this childlike nymph personality inside me. I feel invincible. The smells, the taste, fresh bread from the oven. Oh, I am like one with my fatness. Okay. Like I can sit there on the floor. I mean, people at the retreat have seen this Sissy sitting with bread on the floor, like living my best life. I don't need anything but a loaf of bread. I don't need a bottle of wine. I don't need a jug of oil. I need that bread because that bread is a comfort item for me. It is wheat. It is water. It is oil. It is life. That for me provides life. That for me provides substance. If I was gluten-free, I would eat gluten-free bread till it came out my ears. I assure you, I don't care how bad it tasted, it would still be the same thing for me. Because I would find a way to make that resonate with my soul. Food and Lammas, this is a holiday of exuberant joy with eating because you are to have harvested these things. And harvesting means going to the farmer's market and picking them yourself, having a relationship with a beautiful sunny day, walking around the room and looking for all these amazing things to go on, dare I say, a scavenger hunt of happiness. A farmer's market is nothing but a big Dora the Explorer fucking scavenger hunt. Get your backpack and get your fucking map and get out there and get what you need. I grow things and I still go to a farmer's market. And my husband will tell you, I don't walk to the farmer's market. I dance. I dance across the street. I park my car. I dance across the street. I'm like walking through the farmer's market, eating half the strawberries that I just bought, shoving a hot pretzel in my mouth, living my best life. And nothing holds me back. That's my happy place. What is your happy place? If you want to be a kitchen witch, it is more than just, I'm a kitchen witch. That's not how we say we're kitchen witches. I'm a kitchen witch. That's how you say that, okay? It is something you feel with your whole heart and your whole ass. I measure chocolate with my heart. I drink coffee by the kegs. This is who I am. And when you step into this joy of harvesting your own herbs, putting them away responsibly, cycling them is something that's totally missed in the community. That cycling from your kitchen to your apothecary means business, buddy. You're like, this is not good enough for my body, but it's sure fucking good enough for my spell work. We don't throw herbs away. And when it comes time to dispose of an herb, we give it back. You put it in your fire. You put it in the water. You let it go on. I till herbs back into my garden. Whatever sage doesn't get harvested gets tilled back into my garden. It hurts. It hurts big to watch them go under the ground at winter. I get a little sad. I'll walk out in the winter and I'll look at the dark and I'll be like, what happened to all my babies? They're my babies. Like, those are things. And I think the perfect example of Lammas and how much potential it has is if you have a tomato plant in your garden right now. It is a polka dot picture of perfection. There are just a few red spots, but there's tons of green. There is so much more of this season yet to come. Stop counting it out of, oh, I miss Lammas, I can't do it. Live this shit to Mabon. Then live it from Mabon to Samhain. Stop quitting on yourself. Oh, I missed it. I fucked up again. No, you didn't. You're just a little late for the train. Hogwarts is still there. Come on. We'll get you there. Jump a boat. Come on. We'll get you here. Some of you quit because you think you can't do it perfect. There is no such thing as a perfect kitchen witch. We burn shit. We fuck up shit. We throw shit away. We eat shit we're not supposed to. It all happens. Okay? But what you need to understand is these recipes will then become your legacies. You see, I gave you some recipe cards in here. Okay? Now, this is the recipe card that I am living for right now. Do you see this? Do you see this recipe card? Do you know how rare it is to find a recipe card that has meat on it? When I saw this recipe card, I got excited. Like I did my little chair shimmy. That was a chair shimmy when I saw that one. I was like, this is perfect. I want you to start thinking of perfect recipes before you make them. I want you to think about how you want something to taste and the ingredients that you want in it. We're going to put a recipe builder area in the new members area. Okay. So you're going to come in, you're going to say what you got to work with, and the other women are going to help you build the recipe. And we're going to work together to make our own Alchemy Hearth Cookbook. And we're going to have one every wheel turn. Every fucking wheel turn, we are going to have our own cookbook. And we are going to work together in a Kickstarter. We're going to put everything in, and you guys can pay Kickstarter to get your cookbook. Nobody's going to own it. Nobody's going to do it. It's going to be our circle cookbook. Because I think this is what we need. We need legacy. Churches do this shit all the time. We are way better than that. We can do this better. I know we can. We are way more resourceful and way more inventive and way more loving to eat than those women, I assure you. So if you have something you're super good at, we're going to put an area in there you can share. And that's what we're going to do forward. Every aspect of this circle is going to be built on legacy. We are moving forward. This is no longer just the Lunar Hearth Cauldron. This is the Lunar Hearth Cauldron's alchemy circle. You guys are going to own this. This is who you are. There are things we need to do to maintain the business. That is responsible business. But you guys have to have your own legacies. You have to have your own Kitchen Witch books. You have to have your own area. And what better way? We can't keep flooding the forum. We got to have an area that's centered on this kind of stuff. Okay. So let's do this together and let's push this through. For Lammas, I am harvesting a sorority of Kitchen Witches. That's what I'm harvesting. And I know you're here. I've seen the shit you women cook. I see your personal pages. I'm friends with lots of you. I would probably eat dinner at your fucking house because, yeah, I'm a fatty. And I'd be like, hey, bitch, pull me up a chair. Let's do this. Yeah. When you hang with me, you eat real good. My friends will tell you, I like to eat. I like to eat a lot. So when you are thinking of this is an alchemy process. You are taking everything you've grown, everything you're moving forward, and you're building these things. So what do we need to make this Lammas successful? Okay, you know we have a mailing list already, right? So do we need labels for your jars? Do you need labels to label your herbs? Do you need a couple correspondences to go with your herbs? Those are things we'll work on throughout August to get out to you guys, to get in the Green Witch Forum and those kind of things. There's lots of women who want to help with this. And if we have each woman take one herb and make a little correspondence sheet, think of how many correspondence sheets we'll have till we're done. That's what this is about. Everybody goes, oh, Sissy, you take so much on. And no, I'm not taking it on at all anymore. You guys are going to do it. It's your circle. You want correspondences? Work with each other. Figure out what you need. That's what we need to do. Those are the things you need to do. You want to harvest great things? We need to work together to make it happen. So we'll get a sharing area up so you guys can share excess. Remember, dry your shit thoroughly before you're sending it to people. You don't want moldy oldies coming to people in the mail. Remember, if it hangs in your kitchen for more than a month, we don't cook with it. That's gross. Okay. But you can leave it there for your friends to live in. You'll have lots of friends in your kitchen. And believe me, if you're looking for an herb, put up looking for. The only thing I'm not going to allow you guys to look for are baneful herbs. I can't allow the exchange of baneful herbs. There will be an area in the future for the baneful herb area, but this is not the one, okay? Because you guys are going to have to sign a disclaimer for baneful herbs. They're dangerous. As much as the witch world wants to make them look like, oh, they're fine. No, they're not. They're dangerous. Harvesting, putting them together. These things are dangerous. You have to harvest responsibly. When I do nightshade, it gets put on a top branch. I use one pair of scissors. I put them away. Caroline's not allowed to touch them. Anybody's not allowed. I'm the only person that touches them. So when you're harvesting baneful, that's responsible. But I encourage you, if you have children, to harvest herbs with your children. It teaches them valuable lessons. When they're foraging, forage with your children. Like we learned in the lunch today, this is legacy building we're doing here. You're teaching our children how to take care of themselves. So, questions. Y'all thought I was going to teach off the PDF. That's so cute. Everybody's all quiet. Well, if you guys don't have any questions, I'm going to let you go because my day quill is fading fast. And the girls from the Dark Goddess Collective will be back. Okay, Kimberly.
Hello.
Hello.
My question is about mugwort.
Mm-hmm.
I harvested some mugwort, but I've never used it. And I know you do the tea sometime. And the lady at the Familiar Ways tea place around here told me be careful with it.
Oh, did she? Is she a scaredy cat?
Yeah.
That's cute.
Yeah.
Love that
and
for her.
so now I'm scared.
Okay, so let me tell you about mugwort. You're not going to want to go out operating great machinery. You're not going to make it your number one ingredient in your tea unless you're a liminal rider. If you're a liminal rider, you have experience with it, you can handle it. It is an acquired tolerance. So if you smoke weed, there's an acquired tolerance. You have a threshold. Same thing goes with mugwort. A lot of people cut half mugwort, half sage when they start. I use straight mugwort, but I'm not going anywhere. Okay. And if I fall asleep by my cauldron, I'm good with that. All right. It will make you really sleepy. If you have a thyroid problem, you should be very careful with mugwort. Your thyroid is the only thing you should really watch with mugwort, and you should your thyroid or an extreme heart condition. You should check with your doctor before you use it. I'm sure if you have a thyroid condition, you have a doctor. Ask them. I know from a pharmaceutical viewpoint, I would tell you to use it liminally, limited, and infrequently, because it will fuck with your thyroid. And a lot of women who have underactive thyroids, it kicks their thyroid into action. So think about that.
Well, see, I need that then.
Yeah, well, you need to be wise about it. Talk to your doctor, see what your doctor says. No herb is a replacement for medical advisory, but I definitely would check with your doctor. I use a considerable amount of mugwort in my practice. Considerable. And actually, when I had cancer treatment, I drank a lot of mugwort tea, mugwort blueberry tea for the healing abilities. So just consult your doctor and make sure you're fine. A lot of practitioners will go, oh, you could use it because they're afraid of it. I know practitioners who tell you you shouldn't smoke mugwort, you shouldn't smoke sage, you shouldn't smoke lavender. I bet they don't smoke weed either.
Do you always do the tea or do you smoke it also?
My hut 99% of the time smells like mugwort. 99% of the time, any incense that is brewing in this, it's because of my Hecate shit. Hecate's Mugwort and Damiana are quite the fucking kicker. I would stay away from Damiana until you build your tolerance to mugwort. But most of the incense I use are pomegranate skin, mugwort, Damiana. I burn an awful lot of pineapple sage in with it to cut the smell, but I do a lot of work with mugwort. Nag Champa is when I want my shed to smell like a witch shop when people are coming to visit. They'll walk in and go, oh, it smells so magical in here. Any other time it smells like a stinky armpit from mugwort. I don't want people to come in and it stinks when they come in. But mugwort it's an intense smell. My husband says it smells like our teenage sons. That's what he says it smells like, our teenage sons. When he walks in, he's like, ooh, you got a dirty teenage boy in here? When I burn mugwort. So
I'm familiar with that smell after raising 3 boys.
Yeah, and you can't get it out. Like, a stinky teenage boy doesn't go away. You have to move out the teenage boy and rip out the carpet, unfortunately. Yeah, I would check with your doctor before you get too far in. Most practitioners, but she would sell it to you, wouldn't she?
Yes.
Of course she would. She's warning you not to use it, but she would sell it to you. Makes sense. I love that for her. Adrian?
Actually, it's me. Let me scoot over. I'm trying to find out what is recommended, one of the starting kitchen witch books.
Okay, so
I'm
you're looking for a
remodeling my
starter
kitchen.
book?
Huh?
You're looking for a starter book?
Yes, for the kitchen witch.
Well, we all know who my favorite is, don't we, guys? Anna Franklin.
Okay.
The Hearth Witch's Compendium.
Okay, yeah, I have
She
some
has a
more
very
books.
basic Wheel of the Year book. That's a great one to start with. That'll get you through and get you basic. Scott Cunningham's herbal book is very good. I'm trying to look at my shelf.
I
It's
got
kind
that
of
one.
covered right now because I have shit all over the place. Let me
Yeah, I
put
have
some.
that one.
Okay.
I have that one.
I mean, the Hearth Witch's Compendium is my go-to. Even if I was a beginner witch, that's what I would have started with.
Okay.
It's anything that you have hearth listed in it is a great resource. There's a
Right.
couple kitchen witch books that are very simple, but there's no point in you going that basic. You can learn that basic of shit anywhere on Pinterest.
Right.
The kitchen
I have
witch,
like 4 herb books and stuff, but not an actual kitchen witch book.
okay, so the kitchen witch PDFs that I have up that you can get in the free area, they're fucking pretty comprehensive as a newbie book.
Okay.
I would take a look for those. If you can't find them, let me know. We'll get you hooked up. But those were really fucking comprehensive of newbie stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
Chris pulled it.
I
The
got
Hearth
it
Witches.
downloaded out of the website.
Yeah, take a look at that. And the folk magic PDF is really good too. That has a lot of basics in it.
Okay.
That had one of the most complete correspondence lists I've ever done. And that's from I want to say Adane McCoy, who's one of my favorite authors. She's fucking phenomenal. She's no longer with us. I like put her up there on deity status. That bitch could write a book like nobody's business. And that came from her Appalachian magic book.
Who was that?
Adane McCoy.
Thank you.
You're welcome. She's fire.
She's taking the notes for us.
Her books are really expensive because they're hard to find anymore. The 2 I have are collector's items. I think I spent over $150 on them.
Ooh.
But yeah, but they're well worth it. And they're beautiful. Her Mountain Magic and her In the Graveyard at Midnight kind of read the same. So if you have one, you don't need the other. Don't tell my husband I said that. I said I needed both. But one was a birthday gift, if one was a Yule gift. But yeah, I needed them both. I did not need them both. Shh, very big secret. But her books are phenomenal, just phenomenal. So I would check those 2 out, and you would really, really good. Any other questions?
What were your 3 stable ingredients? Celery, onion, and what?
Celery, onion, and garlic.
Thank you.
No problem.
Yeah. Cool.
That starts everything. I put that shit in everything. Well, I am going to be sharing a vegetable soup recipe this week. I'm going to try my hands at taping something. We'll see how it goes. Emma's going to help me. For the YouTube, we're going to start doing some cooking stuff. There's going to be a cooking blog that goes along with the page because we all know I'm a fucking first and foremost kitchen witch. So it's time to start cooking again. One of my very good friends said to me the other day, I need to find the things that bring me joy, and cooking brings me joy. So shall we fucking cook once a week? I think we shall. So it'll be a helpful thing where you guys can turn 3 ingredients into a dinner. How's that sound? So you guys have a wonderful afternoon. The Dark Goddess Collective will be with you next. These ladies are fire. I thoroughly enjoy Casey. I hope be nice to her. Very nice. She's nice, real nice. So be nice. And they will have some amazing information for you. I will be sitting in that meeting, but I will not be talking. So I'll be one of you guys. So if you need anything from the cauldron, please feel free to reach out. We'll have the members kitchen area up by Samhain. Just give me some time. I got to get everything under control right now. And I really got to finish the Exile Goddess. I really need to finish this workshop. So Aradia and fucking Medusa and Angraboda let me sleep. I'm missing sleep. Okay. I need some more sleep again. So we got to finish the workshop. So you guys have a wonderful afternoon. Thanks for coming. As always, it is fun chatting with you. Take care, ladies.
Thank you, Sissy.
You're welcome.